Hello and welcome to this tutorial on XtratuM for x86. We will configure the hypervisor, compile the sources and create a system development kit. Finally, we will build an application for the x86 architecture. First of all, you will have received a copy of the XtratuM release for VOS4ES. Inside this package, you will find a compressed file containing the XtratuM source code. The first step will be to extract the compressed package into a directory of your choice. Once you have uncompressed the sources, the next step is to configure XtratuM. Now, if you list the root directory, you will find some files named xmconfig. These files contain the definitions for each toolchain, depending on the architecture of your interest. On this tutorial, we're going to run an application for x86. So we're going to select the toolchain for the x86 architecture. To do so, we have to copy the xmconfig.ia32 file to xmconfig. The next step is to configure the hypervisor. For this, XtratuM uses the menu config tool, which uses the ncarsys library to provide a menu-based interface. The configuration is done in 3 steps. The first step is to configure the hypervisor itself. In the menu, you can choose whatever compilation options you consider. For many of the applications, you can safely use the predefined configuration. However, depending on your board, you may need to change several things. The second step of the configuration process is to configure the resident software. The resident software is the basic bootloader that will load XtratuM and each partition into their corresponding memory location. Again, the default options are valid for compiling the examples. Finally, we have to configure the XtratuM abstraction layer, which provides a basic execution environment for VOS4ES applications. Once the sources are configured, we proceed to compile the sources with make. As a result, the compilation will produce an image of the hypervisor, an image of the resident software, the XtratuM abstraction layer, and all the host tools required to build an XtratuM application. The XtratuM System Development Kit, or SDK for short, is a package that contains the precompiled hypervisor elements and the development tools. Simply issue make distro run on the XtratuM root directory. Once finished, a new file with .run extension is created. Execute the created .run file to start the installation of the SDK. During the installation, you will be prompted for the installation path at the location of the toolchain. Finally, we are going to compile an example and run it on the emulator. Go to the path where you installed the SDK. You'll find there a shell examples directory. There, a set of examples demonstrate the usage of most of the XtratuM services. We are going to show the Hello World example. In this example, a shell partition is created, which boots, prints a message, and halts. The examples can be compiled with make with no need for additional configuration. After the compilation, a file named resident software will be created. This file is the package containing the resident software and the container. For the x86 architecture, this file is multi-boot compliant. In this tutorial, we will convert the resident software into a bootable ISO image. For this purpose, a specific compilation rule has been defined. The result is a residentsoftware.iso. We are using QEMU's version 1.21 to run the application. Make sure that you give the emulator enough memory. We will connect the emulated UART with the standard output of the console. The resident software image is passed as a disk drive. Goodbye and thank you for watching.